You may begin.
Well, so anyway, it ended up turning into something that I didn't even think it would get to. I mean, I know that Hen has a knack for misunderstanding things very well, and I know that he likes to go to E2 because he's frightened of confrontation, and so he has her deal with them. Whatever. I mean, that's whatever. If he can't find his own battles, then whatever. So, anyway, last night he goes and tries to apologize for his assholish behavior in his own words in that one. And I figured, instead of telling him the week of our departure date, I may as well actually be kind enough to give him a good enough amount of warning, and maybe he'd be interested to come along, whatever. So I let him know then and there what the plan was. Told him that we were moving. The only thing I mentioned about why we were moving was because of the population, the community, how impossible it is to pug, due to, even for either ourselves or for alts if we wanted an alt run going. And he seemed very alright with it. He wasn't mad, he was very amicable, making jokes. And then apparently after that, he goes and says at this point I didn't know what he said to E2 because all I saw was E2's post saying something about us leaving, like when we were leaving, even though I had expressly told him that I was going to tell everybody myself, so things didn't get out of hand or whatever. So little did I realize just what exactly he ended up telling her. he Well, first I was curious why, because all day she'd been acting very passive aggressively, uh, near almost attacking Bryn with passive aggressive comments and quips about us leaving. And then when I get on, and then for some reason she starts making random alts on Lightbringer for whatever reason, that which was very strange. I think she was trying to do that to say something, which was silly, but whatever. I digress. Um, so then Madras ends up talking to her about it, making himself the middle net man, which I wish he didn't do necessarily. And I guess what it was Hen somehow misconstrued everything that I said and was essentially telling her that we were leaving because of those two and that we didn't want them to come at all, period, and that they just weren't included, they weren't invited, we weren't going to tell them. Just random bullshit, and it really caught me off guard, which obviously is why it made E2 on the offensive for in direct regard to myself and Bryn. And Hen hasn't logged on since. He hasn't said shit to me since. And the whole thing is just becoming ridiculously. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about it right now. It's gotten really, really stupid. And the fact that Hen is apparently unable to put on his big boy pants and deal with this in a mature manner, I lost every ounce of my respect for him. If he needs to fucking. Hold on.
I bet it's Bryn related.
Okay. Anyway, and so I mean, like this morning, before I even knew what he told E2, he was texting me saying that he was interested in coming, and if he did end up coming, if he would have his raid spot, and I told him, I said the only reason why I wouldn't necessarily give you an invite is because every time we've talked about the possibility of a realm change, you said you wouldn't be interested. I was matter of fact. I was honest about it. And apparently he fucking took that and ran with it because it blew up into something that it shouldn't have. And it's something that I definitely regret to say because after all the chances that I've given them, after all just me fucking ignoring all the shit that Hen's been trying to do on the sly in whisper and in O and through text messages, it's just I'm officially done with Hen and E2, and I wish it didn't get to that point, but he went too far. What I feel with what happened was a slap in the face and a spit in the eye. It's just I feel very disrespected right now, and that's just the truth of the matter. Um, as far as raid, if Hen and E2 want to actually be adults and come online for raid, then I'm more than happy enough to raid because gear is gear, and we still need it, especially for our initial transfer to Abathy. If you want to keep leveling, you might have to. As far as your tank, if you're still wanting to bring your tank over, then I'll fucking level with you. Shit. But as it stands now, while I would be initially okay with him coming along, that invite is officially over. I'm done. I'm done. And that's all I have to say. Oh, and E2 went ahead and removed me from Real ID, it looks like. So that's that then.
Well then.
So
Interesting turn of events.
I don't know what the fuck Hen managed to say, but yeah, I'm done. If he wants to go ahead and ruin two of my friendships, then he really managed to do that. He effectively burned my bridge right then and there.
Yeah, when I logged on, waiting for you to come on, I looked and I'm like, I wonder if anything happened in the guild log. And sure enough, all the demotions.
And the reason why I ended up doing that, because I ended up talking with Mono, because initially I was going to just put it in lockdown, but then I realized that that wouldn't be fair to everybody else. Why should I punish all of my other guildies slash officers for something that they didn't do and just demoted them to a proper rank?
And it helps if they want to do anything petty, like, steal our crap from our guild bank. I don't see them doing that, but now they kind of can't do
We've
much
had
damage.
so many people that we didn't think would steal from our bank. So at this
That
time,
is true.
Ajaya, Keystroke randomly stealing shit because we wouldn't make him a fucking officer. That was fun. Um, a bunch of other random people stole from our guild bank too, but I can't fucking remember anymore. Mick may have at one point. I can't remember though.
I remember V's account getting hacked and stuff getting stolen.
Well,
Oh, that
that
was
all got
bad.
returned to us though,
I
so I
know,
mean,
that was crazy. The first thing that tipped me off was I'm like, wait a second, that's a new character. She's logging through all of her characters, and then I'm like, noticing as she's logging in and out that I wasn't getting real ID messages about it. I'm like, she
hmm
removed me from real. Wait a second. Look at the
don't for,
guild think,
don't
ah, crap.
don't forget the saying hello and it was hi.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was just, I mean, at this point in time, the only thing I am doing is trying to protect my guild and their guild bank and all the time and effort that they put into it. I'm not trying to say that they would do that, but with all the shit that's already happened to that poor guild bank, I don't want to take any fucking chances.
Agreed.
I mean, I had already offered to do like a loot sharing at that point in time, like so they didn't come out with nothing, but with how I've been disrespected, that offer is officially gone. And it's yeah, I just there are very few things that'll piss me off to the point where I just stop talking to you, and this is one of them. I mean, it took me about a week and a half to just get over what happened with Insider, but that was more mental, emotional shit. I really don't like the feeling of getting abandoned, and that's what it felt like with him. And then it turns out that the chick that he did end up quote unquote abandoning me for was fucking psycho with a doubly psycho ex boyfriend or girl, yeah, boyfriend. So I almost feel bad for abandoning him in that time of need, and so now I'm back for that. but whatever. But and it's just it went too far. Hen has officially taken it too far, especially after the shit with Mogushin Vaults versus Oldawar, sicking E2 on Ellie, Bryn, the shit that those two were saying just because we wanted to try and level an alt through fucking Mogushin Vaults. We could have made it a fucking little alt run so we could have potentially not had any issues with Mono bringing in his paladin. So I mean, there's not really much I can
You know, I
say
was half
anymore.
tempted there to just be like, yo, who wants to do a Molushan Vaults? I was kind of tempted.
Right. I mean, with right, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But I mean, Hen and Itu were attacking Bryn. They were attacking Ellie. The whole thing was just stupid. I don't get it.
And through all of this, I'm surprised I have not received any form of whispers. Not a one. Maybe because I'm not as outspoken against them. I don't know. I kind of half expected something to happen because I am such good friends with everybody else that they seem to be, throwing a little hissy fit at.
I really don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you. Honestly, hell, I wish that they would leave Bryn out of it. I really wish that they would leave Ellie out of it. Because all of this is between Hen and I, and he's dragging. Well, I mean, I guess I'm technically dragging everyone else into it too, but the way I'm trying to look at it is trying to keep everybody updated with what's going on with the realm change, and it's kind of going hand in hand. But I'm getting sick and tired of it because he's trying to drag everybody into it. So at this point, I may as well just let everybody know what the fuck is going on from my point of view, because Lord knows what the fuck Hen is going to try telling people.
Yep.
I don't know. It
Just frustration that you'll never understand.
I wish I knew where the fuck all of this was coming from. I really, really did. Um,
Sometimes you don't want to know.
maybe I don't want, maybe I really don't, but it's just, I don't know. I thought we had common ground. I thought we were friends. I thought he could be a fucking mature, responsible adult. Like I said, I didn't listen to my fucking intuition and told him sooner rather than later. And now we have 2 weeks of potential awkwardness.
Okay, we established Mono is paying for the guild transfer.
Correct.
How is, um, Ellie's priest transfer gonna be paid? Do you know?
I believe she stated Madras was going to help pay for that.
Okay. I know Modris wants to help out a lot monetary-wise, and everybody seems to beat him to the punch, so he feels left out. Poor guy.
Right.
Speaking of monetary thingies, I bought Ellie a new mouse keyboard.
Well, no, I'm just
Well,
kidding.
can't have her crap disconnecting at random.
No, I hear you. I definitely agree with you on that one.
That's the Sinling twist. What?
My mom is so funny. She was like, "OMG,
Wait, wait,
there's
no,
an
it wasn't.
earthquake." And I was like, "I felt it too." And she was like, "My bed was moving. I thought it was a ghost." uh, my mom is so funny. And then my grandma was saying our pool was waving back and forth. I was in the extra bedroom and the plants were swinging. The handles on the dresses were snapping back and forth. Crazy shit.
Right? See, I live with Tame Mountains. They're just like, yo, we're round and stuff. We don't make earthquakes, none of that. Out in Cali, you got those giant mountains. They're like, well, because fault line.
Well, I've never felt anything like that before in Chico, and what a lot of people are starting to get worried about it was really close and a really big one, really near our Mount Lassen, which is a dormant volcano, and Chico would be 50 miles away from the eruption point.
Damn.
Apparently, I thought it was further away than that, but I am wrong. Apparently.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what that means though, from a volcano exploding standpoint. I'm assuming
It
it's just a lot of ash.
depends on how bad the eruption is.
Ah,
If it
well,
happens, it most
let me
likely would be a lot of ash, no matter how bad it is. If
let me
it
go
does.
ahead and show you a picture of when it exploded. In 1915.
Ooh, fun, fun.
Oh, it looks like the picture was taken from 50 miles away. So, and
Would you want to get too close to an active volcano?
well, no, I'm just saying that he took the picture from. Let's see. A thick eruption cloud billows above California's Lassen Peak on August 19th, 1914. The eruption began in May of 1914 and lasted for 3 years.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So how's that volcano going? Still going. 3 years. And Sarah's trying to get me to not do a guild run heroic scenario. He's like, nostalgia purposes. I'm like, but I already gathered the people.
And Tab saying that he watched that movie. I didn't even know that there was a fucking movie, but apparently there was. But from drama to volcanoes back to drama only because at this point, I mean, you and I, Minnie, we were already talking about shit that before I knew all of this happened. So I guess at this point, what are your opinions? Like, what do you think at this point I should do? Because I
About
am,
Hen and E2?
yeah, because I mean, at this point, I'm at a loss. I mean, already demoted them, but
Leave
ah,
him be.
my Pratt thing isn't working. Could you link that into Mumble, please, Tab? Anyway, go ahead, Minnie.
Um, just let them go. Just let them do whatever. The next move is on their part. You've already done your move.
Yeah, I guess you're right. There isn't much I can do.
You just wait. If it's awkward, it's awkward. It's their own fault. You're kind of done. You did all you could and then some, and yeah.
Do you think I should give them another chance, or do you think I've given them too many, or
You've given them too many. It's on their hands now.
I?
You've proven to yourself how many times now that giving them chances only ends in you being frustrated.
Yeah, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you're right. I mean, I feel like a total bitch just throwing my hands up in the air, but really, I guess there isn't anything else for me to do. I didn't sit here and keep this guild alive for at this point over a year just for people to take a shit on it because they have a problem with me for some fucking reason.